Hello everybody and welcome to Level 5. I am Level 5 and on this channel we talk all things movies, TV shows, video games and comic books. And in today's video we're going to continue a little series that I started last year where I ranked all of the original 10 aliens from Ben 10 and then the extra aliens that he acquires in the original series. And of course that means this time around we're dealing with the recalibrated 10 aliens from Ben 10 Alien Force. So this would be his main 10 in Ben 10 Alien Force. And honestly, I really like this list. I love Ben 10, don't get me wrong, I love the original show. But I just prefer the storytelling in Alien Force, and I really like the transformation sequence. I much prefer this version of the Omnitrix. There's a lot going for me here. And so, in this video, I'll be ranking all 10 aliens from Ben 10 Alien Force. Let's roll that intro. Now, starting off this list, and of course this is my personal opinion, so please do rank the aliens down the comments below in your way of ranking them. In my 10th spot, I have Brainstorm. I have nothing against the crabby, intelligent one, but honestly, he's just number 10. I absolutely love Brainstorm though. I think he's really cool. I think he was really well used later on in Omniverse, more so in Alien Force. The dude can levitate, he's got electrical abilities, and he's big-brained. I think he's better used than Grey Matter, which is an odd thing to say, I guess. But yeah, this guy's really cool. I really like the body shape as well. It's not humanoid, which Alien Force seems to follow a lot. A lot of his aliens in Alien Force seems to be more humanoid in their body shapes, whereas Brainstorm kind of breaks that pattern. It's a nice change of pace. He's more crab-like, which is really cool. And we also get a bad guy later on, which follows the same alien species, which is great. He's a cool alien, and of course he has electrical abilities, which Ben gets a lot of, I know. But I like the way he talks as well. He talks very smartly, kind of like if his brain got hijacked by Einstein or something. It's a fun time when Brainstorm's on screen, but again, it's just, I prefer the other aliens. In my 9th spot, I have Chroma Stone. I love the way this guy looks. He looks really cool. I love the different shades of, like, purples and blues going on. I think he's blue. I'm slightly colorblind. Love the way that he's not all crystal either. Diamond Head is literally all crystal, other than the clothing that you see him wear covering up a lot of his body. Chroma Stone isn't all crystal, and I do like the fact that yes, okay, he doesn't use crystal, but we have another alien with crystal on them. I have a thing for crystals and gems and things. I love the way that his energy transference ability is rainbowish as well, when he absorbs energy and blasts it back. Of course, there's the whole joke of the fact that Chroma Stone's able to, revert some powerful attacks but gets electrocuted, which is a bit dumb. And of course, you got the whole story plot thread of Chroma Stone being basically Diamond Head Jesus. But other than that, he's a cool looking alien, and we don't really have an alien that looks like him. Sure, there's other aliens out there that have similar abilities of absorbing energy and rediverting it, of course, the major one being feedback. But Chroma Stone, honestly, is just a fun alien. Really like his design. He's tall and lanky, and I absolutely love the transformation sequence in Alien Force for him too. Number 8th spot, we got the big dino boy himself, Humongosaur. I didn't like Humongosaur when Alien Force came out. I'm not a big fan if a character just has super strength and can punch things. Not really my cup of tea. I like a bit more diverse in my abilities. But as I've rewatched Ben 10 several times now since it first came out, and I've also played the video games and things like this, honestly, Humongosaur's grew on me. Get it? Because he can change his size. That's something that really annoys me about this too. Humongousaur has the ability to grow and get more scaly, and I love the detail to Humongousaur when he does grow. He gets spikes like down his back and his tail, and he gets more plated armor on his shoulders and things, but that kind of gets lost later down the line. He stops growing so much and just ends up being a dinosaur that can punch things, which is really annoying. But I do honestly, yeah, my love for Humongousaur's definitely grown over the years. I wasn't that fond. I mean, I wasn't really that fond of forearms either, but over the years they kind of grew on me. I love the shade of color too. He honestly does look like a dinosaur, which is fine, but I really like the color palette for Alien Force a lot. For my number 7th spot, I have one of the most confusing aliens and how they work ever, Goop. Yeah, Goop's cool. I like Goop a lot. He's all green and slimy. He's basically a ball of snot, if you really want to go down that route. I like the whole satellite little UFO thing that floats above his head and controls the Goop itself. And the alien, Omnitrix logo thing, the badge, is on the UFO in certain versions, but then you've got the whole thing of how does it work, because that's meant to be his central point of gravity, and without it he can't move. Anyway, like I said, it's confusing, but I still find him really cool. He's basically indestructible. He's able to take blasts and hits, and, he's able to move around really quick and everything. And Ben uses Goop to defeat Vilgax when he has the Omnitrix, which was quite clever. Again, doesn't make a lot of sense, but still quite clever. Goop's actually a really interesting idea, and a very unique one too. We don't really have another alien that depends on a certain device or item once Ben's transformed. Sure, NRG needs his suit, but that's to keep himself and everyone safe. Not so much of a case of Ben needs it. That also then makes me question of why we never got to see more Goop's race, because it'd been kind of cool to see his home planet. At number 6, and this will mostly be my most controversial placement, I have Alien X. Do not get me wrong, I very much love a powerhouse character. I love it when you have a character that is just so OP. I like my Mary Sues, what can I say? Just the other aliens are cooler. Alien X is such a cool design as well. He's basically like a universe color. All black with a white shimmer of highlight, and he's got little stars dotted around him. And the idea that Ben has to argue with 2 other forms of consciousness inside of Alien X's mind just to do anything is such a good clutch on a powerhouse alien like Alien X. This alien race can literally do anything. They're the reason why the air quote art style changes and things like this. They can rewrite reality. Ben has done some cool things with Alien X in the past as well, but the clutch there is the Hail Mary of, oh my god, how are we gonna make this character not so powerful? Ben has to argue with Bruticus and Serena. I believe that's their names. And I love that idea. I think that's really cool. You have such a powerhouse of an alien, and you have to argue with mom and dad about things. It's such a cool clutch, man. But Alien X is a really cool and interesting alien, and I'm really, really happy that in Omniverse we got to explore, more of their culture and their, the whole gladiator thing to settle an argument and all that sort of stuff. It's really cool to see other forms of the alien species too. Alien X is an absolutely dope-ass alien. Over the years, though, my love for the next set of aliens are just a bit more so. In my number 5 spot, I have one of the fastest aliens noted in the Omnitrix, Jet Ray. Yes, Jet Ray is faster than Accelerate, and I absolutely adore Jet Ray. I think Jet Ray is so fucking cool, and I cannot believe he never appeared in Omniverse. This flying little manta ray can bolt through the universe at extremely high speeds. He can swim as well, just as fast. Take that, Aquaman. And he can shoot laser beams not only from his eyes, but the tip of his tail. Come on. What is there not to love about this dude? My apologies. Let me take a sip of water before we continue. I mentioned Jet Ray swimming. Jet Ray is also got a sleek ass design. I love the highlight of yellow on his face and, on his wings, I guess. he's just a really cool design. I like his way his fingers point as well, and things like that. His design is really unique, and we don't get another alien like him. And it kind of sucks we don't get to see him in Omniverse. I'm not gonna lie, we need more Jet Ray. In the fourth spot, and I honestly swear to God, it's just because of Spider-Man, we have Spider Monkey. I think Spider Monkey's really cool. I love the way Spider Monkey looks. 4 arms, he actually looks like a monkey. Sure, the whole spider monkey thing has been done 1,000 times, but I like this alien. I like the fact that, you know, he makes monkey noises, he shoots web from his tail, which of course that would happen. I just like his design overall. I think he's a really cool looking character, and we get to see more of his species too with Simon. You know, he's a fun, adorable, kick-ass monkey, and with 4 arms. I like his transformation sequence a lot too. I like the way that he can flip around and bounce around the room, web swing and shoot webs at people. And he's used pretty well throughout the series. Not so much in Omniverse, but in the UAF era, definitely. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Spider-Man, so, like, of course, Spider-Monkey's going to be higher on my list. And, of course, going to the top 3, I have Ink Tank's boy himself. We have Swamp Fire. I adored this alien from the get-go. Actually, all 3 of my top 3 adored from the get-go. Swamp Fire is literally the combination of Heat Blast and Wild Vine, taking both the best things about them, combining it, and then adding some. Swamp Fire is basically indestructible because he can regenerate himself really quickly. He can control and manipulate fire. And plants on top of that too. Like, come on, how sick is that? Swamp Fire is incredibly diverse in what he can do, especially with the whole regeneration thing. The regenerative ability is insane. We've literally seen him regenerate from being exploded, his head's been blown off, his arm's been cut off, etc, etc. Of course, this is a cartoon aimed at kids, so we're not going to get much detail in, like, you know, the whole body being cut up and blown up and things like that. But can you imagine what sort of, like, shenanigans Ben can get himself into if he's Swamp Fire? It'd be Deadpool level of shit, and it'd be fun. And of course, Swamp Fire can manipulate fire too, which is awesome, and control plants, which obviously comes in handy. We've seen him, like, make walls and, like, trap people and, you know, snare people and stuff. We also have that really weird Omniverse episode on the Halloween planet where he controlled those weird pumpkin things, which that never made sense. But yeah, Swamp Fire's a really dope ass alien, and I can see why a lot of people like him. In my second spot, I have the coolest alien on the list, Big Chill. See what I did there? Big Chill, honestly, number 1 and number 2 honestly switch all the time. Big Chill is an absolutely dope-ass fucking alien. He looks like a horror movie character, like, or a kaiju, kind of like a combination of a horror character and a kaiju. He's a big moth dude, really lanky, and I love the whole cloak thing that wraps around him, but then it opens up to wings. Oh my god, the design is beautiful in this alien. He can turn intangible, which means obviously he can phase through things, and things phase through him, so he can't get shot or whatever. He can also phase into walls and buildings and things. And he can control the temperature around him and breathe ice, which is also really cool. I need to find another word for cool, especially when it comes to ice powers. Big Chill is just honestly such a dope-ass alien. He looks freaky. Yeah, sure, it's a weird episode when he has his own children. That's strange, but I like it. I like the fact they decided to do something weird with one of his aliens. I like the fact that we had just a bit of lore. Why the fuck not? I like it when things do weird things like that and expand the lore on certain things. And when it comes to Ben 10, who can turn into so many aliens, having little tricks and trinkets in their lore like that work, like Raph changing Ben's personality because they all talk like that, or, Ditto, when he clones and multiplies, he can feel, like, each one feels each other's pain and things. Just little nods of information. Big Chill's alien race, don't need to have 2 people to make offsprings. They just have to eat a bunch of shit and make a nest, I guess. Big Chill's really cool, though. Honestly, one of the coolest designs in all of Ben 10 goes to Big Chill. Not so much the Omniverse design, but I can kind of see where they're going with that one. But yeah, Big Chill just number 2, 110%. But like I said, it can swap with number 1 quite often in my head. And in my number 1st spot, we have Echo. I adore Echo from the second I saw him. I love the fact that he can multiply. Sure, we have duplicate aliens already, and furthermore, when you go into, like, Omniverse, going into the reboot, we had more duplicate aliens. Duplication's a really common ability, and sadly, when you go into the world of, like, Ben 10, and when it comes to things like this, where, you know, there's... X-Men and Inhumans and Ben 10, and you're going to get copycat abilities. It's going to happen, and duplication is one of those. But they did something really unique with this, because Echo has the ability to sonic scream, and then, of course, each clone can do that, and then you have things like the Wall of Sound and things like that. Oh, it's so good. Love the way he talks. I love the way they edited his voice as reverby and echoey. Absolutely awesome. And Ben actually was really smart on using 3 Echo clones and turning back to Ben. Such a smart move. Did it work? Fuck no! But it was still a smart move. Echo is honestly one of my favourite aliens of all time. And yes, when we've done every single fraction of Ben 10's playlists, I will be doing my top 10 favourite aliens of all time. And Echo will be on that list, I promise you. Echo's such a dope-ass alien. I love the fact that we actually do get to see him quite a bit. He does get his own ultimate, and I think he's got the best ultimate for sure. Echo is used, I want to say, fairly quite a bit, actually. Sure, there's some dumbass moments, but, welcome to Ben 10. Echo, honestly, yeah, he's top dog for me. And like I said, Big Chill and Echo can swap places between 2 and 1 quite often, but that's just because I love those two so much. They've been in my favourite for... I was there day 1 of Ben 10, and since day 1, I've watched every episode, and yeah, Echo and Big Chill have always been in my top 10. Well, there you go. I've ranked all of the recalibrated 10 aliens in Ben 10 Alien Force. Do let me know what you guys think of this video. Don't forget to rank them yourselves in the comments. I will be doing the additional aliens in the next one. And yeah, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. Roar of passion, everybody. I do love you all, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye.